at the Symphony Hall listening to Concerto for Fly and Cow by Don't. Earlier, we've visited with him at his home nearby, I say. We discussed his music and why he composes such exotic, as you may call, concertos using the fly and cow violin. We have also talked with some of his constituents. We are now at the residence of Mr. Don't. And we are going to be talking with him and a few of his people, primarily known as Elsie the cow and Herman the fly, two very important contributing factors to the music by Mr. Don't. Also, we will be discussing some of the interesting arrangements between the instruments of the orchestra and the fly and the cow. So I think we should begin our interview now with Mr. Don't. Mr. Don't, we thank you for allowing us to come to your home to listen to your music and to talk with you. We first of all ask you, this music, what inspired this music that you've written?
Oh, well, I really don't know.
Well, has being with a cow and the fly given you any insights to anything different that can be done in music?
Well, I don't know, but I would say that Elsie has definitely been a large part of my imminent success, but I really don't know. And of course, flies.
Yes.
They have helped too.
In the concerto for fly and cow, as performed by the famous violinist Jacques Heifetz.
Ah, yes.
The cadenza was very interesting. I was very interested in the particular interplay between the fly and the violin. Is this your own cadenza, or was this done by the artistry, as it were, by Jacques Heifetz?
Well, no, this was done by the fly.
And the fly and
yes.
the cow.
Yes. Fly and the cow got together, you see, thanks to Elsie, and produced a magnificent work. And Elsie, at this time, if you would just step out here for a minute. Elsie is going to demonstrate how that union of fly and cow is made. Ah, here she is. And Elsie has a particular talent for making that union, which has given my work its particular artistry. Elsie, if you would just run through a quick demonstration right now. She's preparing herself. Now, as you can see, the union of fly and cow has been achieved. And it is this particular union which has given me the artistry to perform. At times, however, these flies can be pesky creatures.
Yes, I see. That's very amazing. Can you get these flies out of here?
Oh, of course, of course. Elsie, would you just walk into the other room? I'm sure the flies will follow her.
Yes.
No problem at all.
I was amazed to see the number of flies.
Oh, yes.
Do you always attract such a large crowd?
Often more. Elsie is very attractive to flies.
Yes. How about on the concert stage? I'm sure that the audience gets very annoyed at all these flies.
Yes, you know, they do, but then again, how can they hear great music if they can't have flies?
Yeah.
Now, when I have my students come to my studio, they always must tune to the fly and the cow.
Yes.
The whole secret behind the fly and cow violin is basically this. The G string is tuned to the cow, the E string is tuned to the fly. These end up with the strings tuned very loosely. So to the effect that the G string is so out of tune that the harder it is strung, the higher the pitch becomes, thus imitating a cow's moo.
The cow.
Yes. In other words, it goes moo. Anyway, the middle two strings are not used to any degree, but they are also loosely tuned to increase the vibrations. Now, in addition to this, we have a specially impregnated polishing cloth, impregnated with Elsie, the same substance which attracts the flies. And this polishing cloth is used on the finest of violins, all over the entire finish until it is given a nice, dull, horrible finish, which, well, horrible to those who do not understand it, beautiful to us who do, which also gives it a certain odor, which helps in attracting the flies directly to the violin, onto the strings, thus increasing the vibrations furthermore. It's absolutely astounding when it really occurs. The flies begin flying into the F-holes and bouncing off the sides of the violins. It's absolutely unbelievable. I've had to hold the violin down at times during the concert to keep it from simply flying out of my hands.
I noticed one thing, Mr. Doubt, that you I noticed in your concerts that you do not hold the violin, as it were, beneath your chin, but it does rest from. It is actually attached, I don't know, from your nose. Is there any truth to that? And
that's correct.
How do you come by attaching your instrument to your proboscis?
Well, being endowed with an especially large nose, it does come in handy for things like this, and it is possible for me to attach my nose, as I might attach my violin to my nose simply by, it kind of just sticks there, you know? Over the years I've built up, well, you know how it is, sniffing all this, Elsie.
Yes, I can imagine.
Now, at this time, I'd like to give a demonstration of the flying cow violin.
Yes.
Let me get my violin out here. Now, essentially, we have the cow string. And you can see how it does sound like a cow. And, of course, the fly string. Those that don't understand fly and cow music sometimes think that the fly string has some sort of a obnoxious sound or something, but those who know the true beauty of fly and cow music know that the fly string is the most beautiful music, the most beautiful sound that the violin can make. Yes.
Very interesting. Glad that you gave us a demonstration, as it were, on the fly and cow violin. Terrible finish on it, folks. You possibly did a terrible finish. Awful.
Yes, well, would you like to join me in some improvising, let us say, with your violin and my fine flying cow.
I say that would be very wonderful, yes, indeed.
Excellent. Are you ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Now I will begin on the flying cow violin, and you may join me on your violin.
Yes, okay.
Well, that was most excellent.
That was just beautiful. I really do appreciate the fly and cow, as it were, violin.
Yes. It's taken years to perfect a technique.
Yes.
It cannot be simply picked up. It has to be carefully taught over years and years of intensive training, and one must come to know Elsie, and one must come to know the fly, Herman the Fly.
Herman the Fly.
Only through this extreme contact with Elsie and the fly can one come to a greater understanding of true fly and cow music.
I see, and I understand a little bit better through being able to play the works of your composition.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very much for allowing me to come into your home and to be able to talk with
Of course. I have some friends who have come. Very fine piano player Arthur Rubinstein.
you. Oh, yes.
And a cellist, Patagorsky, who are going to help me perform a fine piece of work here written for cello, piano, and flying cow violin.
Yes.
So
Anxious to hear
commence with that.
Yes.
Now, before we begin, I want to explain some things about the piece. This is the Trio Number 5 in G major by Mozart, written especially for the fly and cow violin.
Yeah.
You did not know Mozart actually wrote many pieces for the fly and cow violin. They just have not been discovered.
I didn't know that.
Yes, this is true.
It's interesting.
Yes, he was a great
Indeed.
fly and cow fan,
Yes.
and Mozart was. Now, basically, you will hear the piano with some of the introductory measures, and then you will hear the cello and the fly and cow violin will come in with a chord. Directly after that, you hear a series of 5 whole notes.
Yes.
21, or rather, that'd be 26 beats altogether, including the additional quarter note of the fly.
The fly.
Yes. After that, you have some of the melody,
Yes.
and a few measures later, about 3 lines down in the music, you have 6 beats of the cow.
Yes,
Following
cow,
that, some runs. The whole sequence is repeated.
Yes.
So to be able to hear the fly and the cow once more.
I see.
You'll notice that the variations following the fly are in the higher registers. The ones following the cow are in slightly lower registers to give the idea. And of course, we sum up with the last runs up in the higher registers.
Into
And-
the fly.
Right.
Yes.
After this sequence, we go into another sequence which you reintroduce the flies in a series of notes going down.
I see.
Very musical terminology.
Yes.
Following some variations on the cow directly.
Yes.
And then going from cow to fly, cow to
In a
fly,
forte.
cow to fly. Yes,
Yes.
cow to fly, cow to fly. It's an astounding work. I think you'll enjoy it.
I am looking forward to this. Yes. say bravo, bravo, bravo to you, Mr.
Thank you,
Delph,
thank you.
for
Thank you
performing
very
so beautifully. I'm just enjoying.
I love performing Mozart's fine works for Fly and Cow. He was a master, one of the last masters of true Fly and Cow music. You might be interested
Yes.
in noting how the music is written. You note that they aren't ordinary notes here. You note that they fly here.
Yes, I see.
A couple of other things. Some Elsie here.
Yeah, I see the LC right there.
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
the LC.
That is her. And this does make the music somewhat bulky, with all these flies and Elsie in it, and also yes, a certain odor. I see you sniffing it.
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to see how the impregnation of Elsie can become a truly artistic piece, artistic in the music itself, the way it is printed.
Oh, yes. Now I would like to move on to the allegretto movement of this, the third movement of this.
Oh yes, it looks exciting.
Trio number 5 in G major,
G major.
for cello, piano, and Fly and Cow violin.
Yes.
Third movement begins
Yes.
with some variations on the fly, following
Yes.
a piano introduction.
Yes.
Following that are some variations on cow. You will hear these the fly variations and the cow variations. Following the rest of the music, there's a reaching up into the fly, as we heard earlier.
Yes.
And as I said, Mozart didn't really emphasize the cow that much in his day. I think he concentrated more on the fly.
On the fly.
Yes, I'm not sure why.
Yes.
Well, you will
I'm looking forward to hearing your work. Yes.